K-pop, K-drama, Korean food, Korean skincare products, and more. With the rapid spread of the Korean wave, it is impossible not to hear or see anything about Korean culture anywhere. You can see absolutely everything from Korea on social media, billboards, restaurants, stores, and grocery stores. So it's no surprise that there are now many people who want to go to South Korea or learn Korean. In this video, we will tell you some interesting facts about South Korea and its people. We will discover about the Korean Peninsula, or the so-called Land of the Morning Calm, and why this country from East Asia is popular not only in Asian countries, but also in the Western world. You probably know that Korea is a region in East Asia separated into two countries, North Korea, formerly known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and South Korea, officially known as the Republic of Korea. Back then, the whole Korean peninsula was one country, but the reason why it is now divided into two is well-written Korean history. Until now, North and South Korea is still at war since the Korean War. You may not feel the tension, especially in South Korea, but the two countries haven't made up yet since the war. We cannot completely say that the war is over. Today, both countries maintain a ceasefire as agreed in the signed truce in 1953. The Korean War was the United States' first major military conflict with the Soviet Union. Since 1953, South Korea and the United States have had a mutual defense treaty. As a result, the United States has a sizable presence of troops stationed in the country. To this date, this disagreement has remained unofficially unresolved. After a 3-year war in the 1950s, North and South Korea reached a ceasefire agreement. The DMZ separates North Korea and South Korea. Do you remember the heartbreaking scene where Captain Ri was about to cross the border towards North Korea and Se-ri ran fast to say her goodbyes? Well, this scene happened in the demilitarized zone. The DMZ stretches for about 150 miles, 240 kilometers, and generally follows latitude 38 degrees north, the 38th parallel, from the mouth of the Han River on the west coast to a little south of the North Korean town of Goseong on the east coast, is the 1953 military ceasefire line. The beauty of the nature and city can coexist. Another incredibly amazing thing about South Korea is that you can enjoy the beauty of nature and the city at the same time. You don't have to travel hours and miles away just to enjoy the scenic beauty of nature when you're in the city. Some palaces used to be the royal family's home in big cities like Seoul. You can also go on a day hike or enjoy the beach. Wildlife in the DMZ has flourished. Because the place remained to be untouched, there's a lot of wildlife flourished in the DMZ. While the majority of natural animals and unusual flora have been eradicated in the South, the DMZ has remained unaffected for more than 60 years. That implies that rare plant and animal species have been able to thrive without being destroyed by man. There have been discussions about creating the DMZ, a peace park, or a national park if the two Koreas ever reconcile in order to protect the fauna. Who would have thought that conflicts could somehow have positive effects on nature? South Korea's population is over 51 million. As small as it looks, the total population of South Korea is 51,342,584. The majority of the population is ethnically Korean, but there is also a small ethnic Chinese minority in the country. Most people live in urban areas, which is why many apartments are built in the cities. The Korean alphabet is called Hangul. If you want to start learning the Korean language, learning the alphabet called Hangul or Hangul should be the first thing you know. It is the easiest East Asian language to learn because it is actually made, not emerged. It is invented by Sejong the Great. Every year they celebrate Korean Alphabet Day, also known as Hangul Day, to commemorate the creation of their alphabet. If you want to start learning Korean, try learning with Ling app. Most people speak the South Korean language. In South Korea, it's seldom to hear people speak other languages. Of course, some of them speak English and Chinese, but if you want to survive in South Korea, learn the Korean language. South Korea is known as the plastic surgery capital of the world. Want to improve your physical appearance through surgeries and procedures? South Korea is indeed the first country that came to your mind. Because of the rigid Korean beauty standards, undergoing cosmetic surgery is very common among Koreans. Just look at the Korean celebrities and K-pop idols. Most of them look different before and after their debut. These amazing results are probably the reason why South Korea gained the title of plastic surgery capital of the world. In Korea, eyelid surgery is the most prevalent cosmetic operation. It's a common 16th birthday present request among South Korean teenagers. Aside from double eyelid surgery, South Korea is also famous for different kinds of cosmetic surgeries like rhinoplasty, zygoma reduction, cheekbone reduction, fat grafting, body contouring, and mammoplasty. K-pop is the name given to popular music from South Korea. 'Cause I am in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire and set the night alight. If you have sung this instead of reading it, then you'll definitely be familiar with K-pop, which is also part of the Korean wave. K-pop, or Korean pop, is famous music from South Korea that has been taking the world stage. It has revolutionized the music industry in South Korea, and now, different K-pop idols and groups are known worldwide. K-pop is a musical genre that utilizes many different sounds and influences. The music features rapping, catchy beats, hooks, instrumentals for dance breaks, cool effects, and even wardrobe. Most of the lyrics are in Korean, but there are lots of artists like BTS and BLACKPINK that also produce songs with English lyrics. Some groups also produce songs using different languages, such as Japanese and Chinese. BTS was the first K-pop act to top the Billboard 200 chart in the United States. This opened the doors for K-pop music to enter the Western world. Today, K-pop has been dominating the world stage, music awards, playlists, and even Billboard charts. There's no denying that K-pop music will continue to grow bigger. Video games are considered a legitimate sport in South Korea. Facts about South Korea sports. Do the words desperate effort and tomato cultivator ring a bell in you? Yes. These were the names of Undong and Captain Ree's avatar name when they played an online game in Crash Landing on You. If you could notice, there are lots of K-dramas that feature online gaming or computer shops. You'll be surprised to know that esports actually originated from South Korea. They consider it a legit sport, and now, it is part of the SEA Games. In South Korea, there are two types of traditional marriages. Facts about South Korea's traditional marriage. Have you heard that Hyunbin and Son Ye-jin from the hit K-drama series Crash Landing on You are getting married? Marriage is an important part of every South Korean's life. There are lots of cultures and traditions behind Korean marriage, and there are two types of traditional marriages. The first is known as yoni, or love marriage, and the second is known as yeongmae, or arranged marriage. If locals refuse to marry, they will be referred to as a big baby in Korean slang. South Korean culture includes group blind dating. Did you remember the scene in Reply 1988 where Bo-ra and Sun-woo ended up seeing each other on a blind date set by their colleagues? Well, blind dating is normal in South Korea. Going on a blind date to find a partner is okay, but don't expect too much from the first date. If the first thing worked, then you can work on the next one. The Korean food is crave-worthy. Who would not crave when they see samgyeopsal, bulgogi, bibimbap, and tteokbokki? Well, these are just a few of the delicious and famous Korean food that will make your mouth water. Korean cuisine's popularity has grown fast all over the world, which is also a result of the Korean wave. In fact, by just watching Korean dramas, it's impossible not to crave when you see them eating, even if it's just an ordinary ramen or instant noodles with kimchi. Another interesting part of Korean food is that meals are composed of many components. Aside from the main dish, which is usually meat and seafood, they have lots of side dishes, soup, and stews. Having a Korean meal is always like a feast. Korea is a very impressive country with its culture, living conditions, music, and history. You should definitely visit it. We have come to the end of our video today, If you want more videos about countries, you can subscribe to my channel and give a like.